everyone, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 23 chat.
Oh, it's episode 26 and I had 2 peanuts before.
Why only 2?
Why not? Just
I
a taste.
had many more cashews.
Oh, I know.
But anyway, last time...
It's a sickness.
Last time Sarah Beth was voted.
Yes. And the Endurance HOH was in progress.
Oh.
But not before. You see what I did there?
I did see that.
Big D
Smart.
fell 1 minute and 42 seconds in.
Yeah. So this was the one where you're spinning around on your disc.
Mm-hmm.
You're flying through the galaxy. No, you're spinning around on your disc, holding onto your rope.
Flying through the circus.
Smashing into a bubble farting elephant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Big D, he was big talks all week about how he was going to win this HOH competition, and then he was the first one out in less than 2 minutes.
It's not made for him.
Yeah.
It's not made for him. They need to have a competition of laying on a sofa or eating a lot of food or...
Talking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, and one of those was made up. Can you guess which one?
What?
It was the talking shit one.
Oh.
Because he
I just
definitely
say,
said he wanted a competition where you
I was going to say, I wanted to
food.
clarify that just so that didn't come off wrong. He said he wanted an eating competition.
Yes.
So.
I'm not fat shaming him in any
not
way.
at all.
He said he wanted an eating competition.
He said he wanted eating or strength. Those are the two that he's
Right.
waiting for.
All right. So I made up about laying on the sofa too. But he's good at it.
Yeah. Alyssa was the next one out. She also fell before the show ended. And
She said she was dizzy.
she said on the live feeds that she, passed out for a second.
I mean, maybe she was starting to pass out.
It didn't look like she just,
No, she didn't fall on the floor
Yeah.
like a poop
sack
coming
potatoes.
out. Yeah. Well,
So I don't know if she was exaggerating that or what, but obviously this competition was not for her because she was getting very dizzy.
yeah. The mannequins even started squirting stuff
Some goop. The goopery.
out of their bottle. Do they have bottles?
Little,
or
squeezy
something?
bottles or something.
Cool. When they were saying they were squirting stuff, all I could think of it was Austin Powers when the fembots
The
were
fembots?
squirting stuff out of their boobs.
Okay. Or
Like
that, was it the Katy Perry music video?
Yeah, maybe.
Did Ariana Grande have something like that too? I think they both had some sort of boob weapons. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It wasn't that.
yeah. Claire was the next one out. She threw it because she was the anonymous HOH last week, so she could not win this. And she was one of the have-nots for the week. So Claire, Alyssa, and Big D, because they were the first 3 out, they are all have-nots for the week.
Why did she not wait till later on to throw it so she would avoid being a have-not?
I think just because it was taking a while.
She was tired of it?
Yeah. So she was like, I guess I'll do it. Or maybe she just fell. No, I guess she did throw it, so.
I mean, when you think about it, she did really miss out on having an HOH the week before when she was the secret HOH because she couldn't sleep in the room.
Couldn't get her
She didn't get a
from
letter.
home.
She didn't get any of the perks of being HOH.
Yeah.
So, why would you make yourself be a have-not after that, too?
Yeah.
After you got screwed out of having your HOH.
Well, once Claire and Alyssa were out,
Mm-hmm.
everybody just starts dropping.
Hannah dropped. Xavier dropped.
I mean, I'm talking 1 and 2 minutes after Claire fell. They both dropped.
Right.
They did not want to win this one.
Okay. Here's the part of the show that really pisses me off.
Okay.
I hate when people pretend things are different than they are.
Okay.
For not people on the show, but for people watching the show.
You mean when production tries to sell us a story that's different than what actually happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate that.
I would agree with that because this edit made Tiffany out to be this huge supervillain when she was not.
Right.
It was a bit much. So they showed all these flashbacks of the cookout trying to decide who should win.
I think Kai should win this.
Yeah, who should win HOH this week and who the target should be this week. So they made it seem like everyone was agreeing that Claire should be the target, which is not the case.
Right.
There were a few members of the cookout who were saying they wanted Alyssa out.
Mm-hmm.
But because Xavier wanted Claire, he tried to make it seem like that's what
Like
the whole
everybody
group wanted.
it.
Yeah, because all of a sudden Xavier thinks he's the head of the cookout.
Yeah.
And then,
who was supposed to win this?
Right.
I hate the fact that they're throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making it seem like to America that they're not throwing it. But then the show was like, oh, they were supposed to throw it.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the good old days of people being up on the endurance competition for like freaking 14 hours, like Evil Dick versus Zach versus his Evil Dick's daughter?
She has a name.
It's Danielle. What happened to those days?
Right?
I just hate the contrived BS of reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be bad, but now it's just ridiculous.
I mean, yes and no. The game has certainly changed, I'll say that.
It's definitely changed.
But yeah, there was a lot of miscommunications about who was supposed to win this week. I would say, as a group, they had seemingly decided Xavier and Tiffany should not win this.
Right.
And it was supposed to be either Big D, who, obviously he was not going to win this one, or
No.
Azza or Kyland.
Right.
And Kyland had said, like, if it was possible for Azza or Big D to win, he would throw it to one of them. So
Right.
here we have a situation, and they didn't show that part on the show.
Mm-hmm.
They only showed everyone being like, yeah, Kyland, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, they made sure they showed Azza saying, like, I think Kai should win this.
yeah. So once it came down to Kyland, Azza, and Tiffany, everyone was like, why is Tiffany still up there?
What about Kai?
Yeah! Why is Kai still up there? So Tiffany's reasoning was she wasn't going to be dropping until Kylan did, because we've seen what Kylan did in the past when he said he was going to throw a competition to somebody else in the cookout.
Right.
He didn't do it. So Tiffany was like, I'm not letting this happen again. I'm staying up here. And then once Kylan drops, I'll drop so that Azza can win. So then, unfortunately, Azza dropped.
This dropping.
Yeah.
These droppings.
Yeah.
I'm not for it.
Azza was getting really dizzy. She dropped, and that means it's down to Tiffany and Kylan.
And Tiffany
And neither of them are dropping.
wouldn't drop after Kai was like, hey, what's up?
She's like, I'm not dropping. I'm staying up here. I could stay up here all night.
He's like, but wait, no, stop. What's up?
So I don't think Kylan was trying to throw this one either. I think he
No.
actually did slip, and then
Yeah.
he fell off, which means that Tiffany won HOH. Back-to-back weeks, baby.
That's the first time ever, because usually you
can't do that.
No.
Yeah. So it was a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not positive reaction to Tiffany winning. I mean, it was like crickets when she went to go get the key from Big D, and he's all like, here's your key.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was like, great, you freaking won.
Yikes.
Kai was pissed. Azza was confused.
Again, the edit here, at the beginning, like right after, Azza was actually pissed at Kylan,
Right.
not Tiffany. It wasn't until Azza talked to Xavier, who's like Tiffany's number one hater now.
Right.
That's when she started to be like, I don't know about Tiffany.
Yeah. She's being selfish. All right. Well, Alyssa is done. She's defeated. She can't do the slops again.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Did my freaking button just fall off?
I think it did.
Oh my god. That must have been hanging by a hair.
Hanging by a thread.
No,
Literally.
a hair. Less
Oh.
than a thread.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Alyssa is not having a good time right now. She's not looking forward to being on Slop again. She feels really defeated. She's not happy with her performance in that HOH competition. And she's bored, honestly. I mean,
I'm not having fun anymore.
which kind of pissed me off. Like, she's kind of been a non-factor lately, game-wise. And she's all like, I know. She's all like, I don't even care if I go up on the block, blah, blah, blah. I feel for her with the slop thing, but, like, she's been saying for a while now, like, it's not even fun. Like, it's boring.
Great. You signed up for this.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You signed up for this. You signed up for 90 days. Oh, Victoria.
You know who's happy about this? Claire.
Claire is so happy that Tiffany won HOH again.
Claire,
Aww.
wake up.
Claire, come on.
You're siding with the enemy.
I wouldn't call her the enemy, but Claire is blind to the Cookout Alliance.
The Cookout Alliance is the enemy.
I mean, for Claire, I
For
guess.
Claire. And
right?
Alyssa.
Yeah.
All right, so Kai and Tiffany have a little chat. He says, "What's up?" You know, everybody's pissed. Except for Tiffany and Claire, of course, because Tiffany, she got her next HOH. She's padding up her resume.
Also, she wants to keep Claire around for one more week. All she's asking is for one more week.
So she can use Claire to go after Kai.
No. Not
And
Kylan.
Xavier?
No.
Who?
Big D.
Oh.
Ideally, like any of the men from the Cookout, but she wants Big D out.
Really?
Yes. But anyway, she's not like hoping for Claire to win next week, but she's saying if she does, it wouldn't
I'll
be
be
bad
safe.
for my game. Wouldn't be bad.
Right.
So it's the exact same thing that Xavier is angling for with Alyssa.
With Alyssa, yeah.
Same thing.
Plus, this would be very bad this week if Claire went home on Tiffany's HOH.
Yeah, because, okay, of course, Tiffany is targeting Alyssa here. But if Alyssa wins Power Veto, is she going to put up Claire or is she going to put up someone else from the Cookout? So it's a whole mess. But anyway, that's going to depend on what happens with the Power Veto.
All right, well, Big D's back on his couch and he is feeling hopeless.
He was on one of the beds for this.
He was on the bed. He's feeling hopeless.
Yeah.
He wants to win a competition, but he doesn't feel like any of these competitions are winnable by him.
There have been so many, mental competitions. They've really done a good job this year of giving us a mix of different types of comps. Because I remember seasons past where so many of them were physical and a lot of people just had no chance to win. But we've been getting a good mixture this year.
He could have won that one with the shark.
The shark.
Where you shuffleboard the...
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been a bunch that he could have possibly won, but he's always complaining after he loses that he had no chance.
He says he feels like the fat kid in gym class.
That made me sad.
Me too. But, you know what? Get out of the damn pity party. That's not going to do any good for anybody. Especially you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I always hate to see people quit.
Yeah.
Where people, throw a pity party oh, I'll never do anything. I'll never be anything.
I think it's fine if you, tell yourself, okay, I'm going to throw myself a pity party for, the night or whatever at most. But then after that, you got to turn it back on. You got to get back into game mode. You give yourself a chance to be upset, and then you get back in the game.
But what is worse? Is it worse to try and not win, or to have somebody throw you the win?
It is a little bit ridiculous
that is
how
so
he
freaking cheap.
Expects everyone to throw it to him all the time.
Yeah. That's so cheap. That's
Yeah.
not a win.
Yeah.
It's not a win at all. It's a loss.
Well, let's check in with the rest of the Cookout.
Okay.
Hannah is like, you know what? This isn't so bad for my game with Tiffany being HOH because they are very close. And she knows if Claire stays and Claire wins HOH, she'll be safe with Claire. So
Well,
it's not bad. Also,
everybody is pissed.
the drama within the Cookout
All the
is good
parents
for
are
her.
fighting.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Mommy and Daddy are fighting. No one
Yeah.
notices what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. So X is pissed.
Oh my god, you guys, if you haven't been watching the live feeds this weekend, Xavier has been nonstop pacing and ranting about how Tiffany is selfish. She made a selfish move. She put her own game
first.
before the Cookout.
I could have won stuff. I want to win stuff. I can't do it. But she goes and does what she wants to do to better her game. You were trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. Who else's +1 is still here? Pretty
Yeah.
sure it's yours. He was freaking trying to take the whole Kings team with him to the end.
That's right.
No, you can't be calling somebody else selfish right now. Just because you threw some competitions that maybe you weren't going to win all of them anyway. Yeah. But he's also crabbing about how it's going to be his third time up on the block because he knows he's going to be going up with Alyssa. No. You cannot be saying that this is your third time up on the block and, like, everybody else put you up there. The first time
did not.
He went up because of the chopping block roulette, which technically Alyssa played. Second time, he went up as a punishment that he chose for himself, did not have to go for during the power veto competition.
Yeah.
And both of those times, he wasn't even up on the block on the Thursday. He didn't have to stay up the whole week. So it's a little bit ridiculous the way he's complaining about being nominated.
I agree. So Tiffany is planning on nominating him and Alyssa.
Yeah.
And he's not happy about that either.
Because she knows if Xavier is not on the block with Alyssa and he wins the power veto,
he's going to use it on her.
And he was all like, oh, well, in that case, I just, like, wouldn't go for the veto. But, again, CBS or Big Brother, whatever, they're trying to make Xavier look like this amazing, loyal, wonderful guy. But they didn't show all the conversations where he was talking about, oh, if I win the veto, I'm going to use it on Alyssa, and I'm going to screw up Tiffany's game, and it's going to be so funny, and blah, blah, blah.
He's a lawyer. All right. Big D doesn't want to see Tiffany's HOH room. Because he's a sore loser.
Yeah. So when everybody else was all excited about Tiffany's stuff, Big D and Xavier were just sitting on the bed like...
How could you not get excited about cats in harnesses?
I know! So cute and so fun.
All right. So Big D... and Xavier and Kai, they're all having a real bitch fest about how much Tiffany sucks. This is like the He-Man Woman Haters Boys Alliance.
I mean, I don't see why they should be freaking out this much. She's still planning on getting rid of somebody outside of the cookout. Mm-hmm. They're just pissed because they wanted Alyssa to be the last one left.
Yeah. Well, you know who else is having a bitch fest? Azza to herself.
Yes.
Well, to the camera, anyway.
This was some nice, much-needed comic relief, I have to say.
I don't want Alyssa to borrow my yellow dress because I was planning on wearing that for like Final 3 and I really don't want her to borrow it.
Maybe it won't fit.
Yeah. And then Alyssa comes in and she's like, "Can I try on the dress?" "Yeah, it's over there."
Yeah, it was funny. And then it didn't end up fitting, which is crazy. Like, that dress, what size is that even? Because they're both so tiny.
It's like a -2 or something.
It was insane. But it was a cute dress.
It was
Looked very uncomfortable.
Sexy.
Very
sexy.
uncomfortable, though.
But it didn't fit. So Claire tells Tiffany, Claire tells Tiffany that she wants
to go to the Final Four.
And Azza and Hannah.
Yes.
To go to the Final Four.
Yes. And honestly, this would be so entertaining, so fantastic, so much fun.
Girl squad.
Yes. But Tiffany knows it cannot be because she wants to go to the Final 6 with the cookout. So Claire is not in that picture. That's so sad.
So Tiffany and Alyssa have a chat. Alyssa's giving Tiffany her pitch.
Well, Tiffany tells her straight up,
like, one-on-one.
I am considering putting you and Xavier up on the block. I'm looking at you guys. And Alyssa's like, okay, I expected that. Here's my pitch. So one of her big arguments was bringing up jury votes. And she basically says, if you're up against me in the final 2, you will have 4 locked-in jury votes. Well, I'll only have 1.
Right.
So your best shot to win by a landslide is against me. And Tiffany was like, I mean, you're right, though. When you're right, you're right.
That's intriguing, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Never. I wonder, if it could, but they're all saying that they're sticking to the plan, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Then it was time for nominations, and as expected, Tiffany put Alyssa and Xavier up on the block. She said it's not personal. They were like, okay. Except Xavier was like, Yeah, and then oh my god, his DR at the end. I haven't been mean this whole time, but like I kind of feel like being mean and ruining Tiffany's game by using the POV on Alyssa.
Whatever. All right, so
he's like the villain from Swan Princess. No more Mr.
No
Nice Guy.
more Mr. Nice Guy. No siree.
Oh god. Swan Princess slaps. That was such a good movie. But anyway,
it still holds up.
It does. It's great.
It's a good one. It was such a sleeper too. All right, so
big week here. Big important POV coming up. Zingbot is coming.
Oh, big Zingbot's coming.
Yeah.
So we obviously already know what happens.
Oh, it's so hard not to tell you guys. But if you guys want to watch the spoilers, we will be talking about it all. So
mention it all.
Make sure if you're not already watching, you check it out.
This really...
Stop.
Okay, so there you have it. Thanks for joining. And we'll see you guys. She'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
And until then,
much love.